Okay, so this is 28 songs later, but this isn't any particular day, although it's actually day 8 if you want to know behind the curtain. I've seen everything. And this is a video where I'm going to criticize my own music, the stuff I've done, basically. I'm going to criticize the past 7 songs. I'm going to make 4 of these videos, one for every group of 7 songs, or one for every week. And I'm going to just look back and examine what I like about my songs and what I don't like. Now, I like, again, I don't know who's watching these videos, I'm not sure what the kind of audience is, but if you make music, right, especially if you make electronic music, you're going to look back at the first at least 1,000 songs you make, right, and you're going to hate all of them. At some point, you're going to listen back to them, and I imagine it probably goes on like that. Right, and you're going to listen back and you're like, this is shit, right? And people are even going to say to you, like some people might even say, I really like this song, and in your head you'll be like, man, that snare drum is garbage. Why doesn't anyone want to listen to this? Listen to that fucking snare drum. That's a piece of shit. Fuck this song, right? So if that happens to you, like, that's kind of a good thing, right? It's good for you to think back and be able to see things you did wrong, because to be honest, right, to somebody listening to the song, because they're hearing the whole song and to them it's new, like they didn't listen to it hundreds of times playing back in Ableton or, you know, in the studio or whatever. They didn't listen to it hundreds of times over and over again, so they're not sick of it, right? And they can't pinpoint every single thing that happens in the song, you know, unless whatever. So, and if they have listened to it hundreds of times, then they're probably a big fan and they're probably going to like anything you do anyway, right? So they're not going to be in a position, most people, to go, that's kind of wrong. So what's going to happen is you're going to like point out flaws, and people are going to think you're just being ridiculous, right? So people have said that to me before. They've been like, I really like this song, and I'll go, ugh, this snare drum is shit. That's mixed really badly. The bass synth sounds garbage. It sounds like a Casio keyboard, whatever, you know. So, and people sometimes don't get that. So if you do make music, it's good for you to think back and hate things, but don't be too harsh on yourself, right? Because for everything that you don't like, you think about. You know, also think to yourself, you know what, that bass drum is pretty good. That's a lot better than my previous bass drums. And a good thing to do, right, is listen to songs you made like 6 months ago and then listen to a song you made now and go, whoa, you know what, that's improvement, that's proper improvement right there. Like if you listen to my old songs, they're like 7-8 minutes long and they were just copy-pasted shit. It was just repetitive, and then like a filter would change over the 8 minutes really slowly, and I'd be like, yeah, this is great, this is progressive. And the drums would be like, and they'd be like, oh great, brilliant, drums, yeah, blast that in the club. So, I'm going to keep it the song, so I'll just talk shit for like 3 minutes. So, song 1, right, first song, hate it, absolutely hate it. And now as I just said, you will hate the songs you make, but really I don't hate everything as much as I used to, but this song I fucking hate, right? It's written awfully. It's not interesting. The bit where the vocals pitch down and get cut up is stupid. The bit at the end where the song completely changes tone is completely stupid. I can't sing, right? And it's horrible to listen to for that reason as well. The only thing I really like about the song is the guitar tone sounds quite nice in it. That's about it. But really the rest of it is fucking garbage. Like if I could go and delete it from the 28 Songs Later series, I would. Because I mean, as well, it kind of annoys me that that's going to be the first song a lot of people will listen to in 28 Songs Later. They'll be like, first song, not listen to any other ones. So day 2 is the drum and bass song I did with Dave Sheehan with the live bass. Now, the chip drum and bass song. I really liked it actually. When I was working on it, I was getting in a good vibe. I was really enjoying it, and it's still a good song, I think. But there are some kind of obvious flaws in it, right? There's stuff that's just not good, right? That could be fixed. And there's 2 things basically. So the first thing is it's not mixed. The actual leads, like the synths, aren't mixed very well. They're too quiet. So I think there's a lot of melody being wasted there. I mean, you know, isn't as prominent as it could be. It could be right in the forefront. It could be grabbing people, right? But it's not, because it's just kind of hidden in the back because it kind of along. It's just kind of weak. The song sounds kind of weak, right? It could do with some better mastering, some better mix down. The other thing is, no offense to Dave Sheehan or anything, but like the basic semi is great, right? But I really don't think the tone fits the song, and like it's if I was going back in time, I would go and working on it again. I'd probably either re-record the bass with different tone, or not me personally. I'd get Dave to do it. He's a much better bassist than me, and because I can't play the bass at all. Or I'd probably just not use the bass guitar at all, because I don't know, like it doesn't fit as well as I thought it did originally. Okay. So that's that. So on song 3, song 3 is this kind of acid track I did. Now the biggest problem I have with this, I like it, right? It sounds a bit cheap, but I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if that's bad, right? That's not necessarily bad. There are songs that sound like that. But what is bad, I think, is the snare is too harsh. It's too like, it's horrible noise, you know, kind of thing. It's like too high and there's too much treble. Sorry for that clap. There's too much treble going on, yeah. So that needs to be sorted out. Really, it should just be dulled. It should be a kind of dulled snare. It should be like, I'm doing this to symbolize EQ, but I haven't explained that at all. So people are like, "What are you doing? Are you stroking a dog?" So okay, yeah. The point is EQ, dip, yeah. Jesus, I'm full of shit. Okay, so song 4 was the Daft Punk remix. Now this is another obvious problem, right? And at the time I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, this is great, in the groove, listen on repeat, I can listen to this for hours. Because that's a good thing. If you're making music, a good thing to do is to listen to like a loop, right? Before you start making the song, do one part of the song, right? And then loop it and just listen to it for ages. And if it's still not boring after like the 100th time, yes, good job. Because that, you know, you can work on that, you can develop on it, that's good, right? That only really works with drums, actually. Thinking about it, like if you have a 1 bar of a lead line, then it's probably going to get boring really quickly. 4 bars you can do. 4 bars you can do, because you can actually do stuff there. 8 bars you can definitely do. So, but yeah, drums really good to do that. Listen to your drums on repeat for hours. Just leave them in the background. Just listen to your drums. Alright, because once you get a foundation down, it's good. So, but the main problem, yeah, the main problem with this is just too repetitive. It's just the whole song is just the same take for the whole way through. So all I need to do really is go back and just fix up the melody, like actually add more melody, and I think the song would actually be good. So right now it's just kind of like, oh, whatever. So song 5 is a song I did as Freelance Police with Sean. Still proud of that. Still think that's one of the best things I've ever worked on. The work we do with the strings is really good in that song. I personally think there's some really cool moments, there's some really cool changes. The vocal line works really well. There's actually not much I don't like about it. I just think it's too short. I think there just needs to be more work done on it. We were kind of under pressure to finish in time because Sean had work in the morning and we had to finish for 28 songs later. So we were kind of under pressure, so we didn't give it as much attention as the last section as much attention as we could have. So I think it deserved a bit more attention. So we'll go back to that one. Day 6. What is this? Day 6? Yeah. Day 6 is the Wiley remix. I like that. Again, I think maybe the snare is a bit too harsh, but that's not the biggest deal. It just needs dulling a bit more. I did dull it, but I think I need to dull it a bit more. But there's a glaring problem straight off the bat, right? And I didn't hear it when I was making the song because I wasn't listening properly. But there's a click on the bass drum. Whenever the bass drum hits, it goes. It's like every time the bass hits, and it sounds awful. And that should be fixed. That should just not be there, right? So that's just a blatant problem that I didn't notice when I was making the song. So again, fresh ears, right? You should always listen to a track. Like the way I'm making music for 28 songs later is not the right way to make music at all, right? You should go, like, you can write music in like 2 or 3 hours, but you should always go to bed, wake up tomorrow morning and listen to it with brand new, fresh ears, right? Because if you're judging it in the same session while you're in, sure, make it in one go, right? Because then you don't lose the zone, but don't decide it's finished, right? In one go. Listen to it the next day and then see what you think, okay? So yeah, the song 7 is possibly my favorite song that I've ever made, right? And now that could be because I made it yesterday, but really it has this kind of cheery, I don't know what it is, right? But it has this emotional pull. It has this, it captures the heart, right? Oh, that sounds fucking lame, but seriously, for me, that's the kind of music I want to write. Especially the melodies towards the end. That's exactly the kind of music I want to write. I love kind of music like that. That's really kind of the. A lot of the times, right, when you're writing music, you'll find you make stuff and it just doesn't hit what you wanted to, Like, you have a song and you might like it, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't your overall intention, or it wasn't your original thing, and it wasn't a goal you hit. It wasn't what you wanted to make, right? But this was. So I'm very happy with that, especially considering it was, you know, entirely done on a Game Boy, which is cool. Not cool just because it's entirely done on a Game Boy, just because of the limitations that I stated before in the previous video. But yeah, I'm going to be doing more chiptune tracks. I'm not sure if people like them, whatever, but I am going to be doing more. It's definitely something I enjoy working on. I might import them into Ableton, that's one thing, right? If I could improve that track, the best way to improve it would probably be to go back, import the track into Ableton, multi-track it, and EQ it, you know, do everything, like master it, like mix it down properly instead of just on a Game Boy. But I do like the fact that I can do the entire thing on a Game Boy, because then that means I can play it live off a Game Boy, which would be awesome, right? So that's pretty much, that's the 7 songs. There's really only one piece of shit out of all 7 of them. The rest I think all have something of value. But still, hold on, that's one point. Although I said I hate the song with the vocals that I did, I'm so glad I did it, right? Because if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't know that I couldn't do that, right? I wouldn't know that that's a weak point of mine, that I just can't sing. It's just not something I should do, right? So I've explored that area and I'm not good at it, yeah? No, I'm not good at it off first try. I mean, presumably I could go off and get coaching lessons and learn to sing properly and all this stuff, but I mean, I don't have a natural talent for it, right? So it's cool for me to have found out that, and it was a cool experiment to do. And really, without the series of videos, I wouldn't be doing stuff like that. So cool. This video was really long, kind of boring, I guess, but I mean, maybe it just gives you some perspective onto how I'm thinking, if that's what you want to see. So cool. I'll see you tomorrow on day 9. I just recorded this after day 8, so that's me done for today. Finally. Thank you. See you tomorrow.